Hey YT family, how are you? It is so sunny here. Oh my goodness. We had a lot of rain for the past couple days, which was fine with me because I had some sod put down, and you know how that is. You gotta water it like every single day for at least a week, saturated. So the rain worked out really well for me, and I'm happy about that. So I am on my way to like a lunch, I guess you would say, lunch celebration. One of my nephews graduated from high school, and being a VSG, we have to be conscious of how much we eat and what we're eating and so on and so forth. This was a concern of mine. I really had slacked up on going out to different restaurants with my family, simply because I was not comfortable with my control over the amount of food that I can eat and things of that nature. So I had kind of like I had to tell my family, well, no, I can't, go right now, so on and so forth. But see, I had a good support system, so it was no problem. Even though I knew going to restaurants that they say ask for your container up front, which is what I knew that already, but I didn't feel comfortable enough to still go and do that. However, I have been to different restaurants, and I will look for the healthiest meal that they have on there, and I would get as much protein as possible. And even with that, I still ask for a container. Like at Bob Evans, they have an omelet, veggie omelet, that is like 250 calories. So I would order that, and I would I would cut it in half. I would cut it in half, and I would I'm driving and I have one hand. Well, I'm at a red light now, but anyway. I had cut it in half, and I put some away. I did have some grits. I couldn't eat all of that, of course, and so I did half of that. Then I did do. They have this small muffin. If you follow me on Fitbit or Planet Fitness, MyFitnessPal. I don't know if they'll show you that I was in a negative, which means that I went over in my calories. I didn't realize how much calories I had took in that day. And let's say I won't be having that again in terms of the dessert. The dessert just tipped me right on over. Also, even though if you eat from Subway, oh my goodness, some of that stuff is still high in calories. I mean, it's not. What I had was like the meatball subs. That's high in calories, and I only take in 1,200. Well, that's what they told me to take in after my surgery, and it's obvious that I have been putting in more than that. So I'm going back to the 1,200 calories, and I've been doing it for a couple of days, and I feel fine. I don't feel like I'm not eating enough, even though with the MyFitnessPal, it tells you that you're under your calories and so on and so forth. But I felt fine. And those cookies from Subway, what? The raisins and the peanut butter. It's peanut. It's peanut butter cookies. Oh my goodness, guys. I am not gonna lie to you guys. I mean, really. I had 6 of them that day. Took me all day to eat it. And I had an opportunity to get it again. Did I? Oh, no. Not today. No. So I didn't get it. I felt so bad. Oh, I felt horrible. Inside my belly, I felt imbalanced. And then when I looked at my sugar, I see why. Because I took in a whole lot of sugar with those cookies. I mean, don't get me wrong now. And this is my opinion and my experience. It was too much for me. And I don't know if you notice when it comes to your eating sweets after you had the SG, you go through, let's say you eat something sweet. Then your insulin would shoot out, break it down, everything, and then you feel, then you eat something else again. Then you feel, you're like up and down, up and down. The more sweets you feel, you eat, and then the pancreas working. That insulin takes the sugar out of your blood and put it into your tissues. Then you're mellowing out. And so I noticed that, and I remember talking to my doctor about that, and she explained that was my pancreas, getting that insulin out to bring the sugar back down. And it's a good thing because that's an indication. Of course, I'm not diabetic. Also, my pancreas is working, which is good, but it also let me know to monitor how much sugar I'm taking in, and to take in sugars that are glucose friendly, if you will. In other words, it does not have a spike. It'll keep your sugar constant. They even had, this is way before I had the surgery, I found some syrup that was for diabetics. And I wasn't a diabetic, but, because I was being more health conscious on my journey. And so because I used to eat a lot of pancakes. I loved pancakes. I go to IHOP and so on and so forth, but I knew I had to make a change. So I started reading labels and trying to understand what I was putting in my system and understanding why I was eating. It was a journey, and it's still a journey, and it's still a process. Because sometimes you feel like eating emotionally and you're not conscious of what you're eating. You just you're in that emotional eating state, and we all crave different things. So the syrup is by Vermont, and it's really good. It's really, really good. What I noticed is I did not have to add a lot, and I didn't feel that up and down spiking feeling when I used to eat it, and that was a couple years ago. Haven't tried it since. But, I'm just putting that out there just in case those who are not on a weight loss journey, but they just, watching what they eat, want to be, more mindful of some things. That's an idea. Look for, sugar conscious food. And like the Atkins bars, that is good for someone who maybe not have had the surgery, because for me, yuck. And then when I looked at it, I had to add in the alcohol sugar as well. But when it advertised, it says like it's about, it was like, I think less than 5 grams, if I remember correctly, because it's been a couple months since I bought it, because I didn't buy any more after that. And I end up taking in more sugar than I thought I was taking in. Now, it's different if I had no idea how much sugar, but I thought I was taking in the amount that I saw on the front. So, guys, turn your items over and look at the label and the ingredients. And I was also told by a nutrition, the first 5 things you see in those ingredients, those are the most ingredients that are in that particular food or drink. And that goes for lotions, any kind of products. The first 5 is letting you know that that's how much is in there. So in other words, you might see a particular ingredient on the front in the bold print and bright and so on and so forth, but then when you turn it over, it might be the 13th or the 11th thing in there. So be mindful of that. I had to learn that. So you think you're buying lotion with aloe vera in it, and you're like, oh, this is good. But if you look on the back, in the first 5 does not include aloe vera, you might want to look at some other kind of lotion or something. And just like with the protein, almond milk. I love almond milk. Then they have one that says 9 grams more protein. That comes from whatever kind of cereal you're eating. I looked on the back of one and I was like, where's the 9 grams? No. That has something to do with, from my understanding of it, that has something to do with your cereal, what kind of cereal you eat. You can get even more protein. So if you buy almond milk just for the protein that's on the back, that's fine, and that's why I buy it. But if you're buying it because you saw 9 more grams of protein, check your labels before you spend the money. And in that way, you're actually buying what you want to buy, based upon the advertisement. So it's just certain things that I learned along the way. But going to this particular restaurant today, I'm going to be health conscious. I'm also going to get a container at the beginning. To be honest, right now, I don't know what I want to eat. I really don't. I do know it has to be some protein. So I do have to keep that in mind. Oh my gosh. There's a dog. Oh, goodness gracious.